giving kids a chance to earn a bike of their own.
It's really cool. The kids are really excited.
Plus, a messy job pays off in a big way for recycling in Iowa City.
We look directly at that data to determine what our programs moving forward will be.
See what the Northside Neighborhood has to offer.
It's a good place to live, for sure.
And learn when this party is coming to a park near you. And it all starts right now on this edition of Iowa City in Focus. Olympic cyclist John Howard coined the phrase, "The bicycle is a curious vehicle. Its passenger is its engine." The freedom that comes with riding a bike is never more impactful than when you're a kid. That's why the city started up a program that's working to get more youth pedaling around Iowa City.
Can you guys find the brake lever and then follow the cable all the way to the brakes? And then pedal, yeah, there you go. That's perfect.
The Free Wheels program was an idea that came from the Iowa City Police Department. Officers Henry Harper and David Schwint came up with the idea while looking at the city's inventory of impounded bikes.
It'd be a great opportunity to put more kids on bikes.
Not to just give them away, but to teach kids about bike maintenance and responsibility.
Now I can repair a bike. Now if I get a flat, I don't have to necessarily throw it away. My chain hop off, well, I got some basic things I can do.
The officers took the idea to the city's Neighborhood and Development Services Department to get the ball rolling.
The project goal is twofold in that we want to improve access via bicycle for low-income minority youth, and in addition, improve the well-being of participants through active transportation.
Funding was lined up to allow 15 kids to take the class, and a review committee picked out the best applications. Before the class started, each kid was able to pick out a bike of their choice.
But we're not talking about no cheap bike. We're talking about some Treks, Schwinn's. We're talking about some very nice bikes.
But they didn't get to take them home just yet.
In order to get the bikes, you have to make sure we can take care of them and that they actually run and they're safe and they're working.
Meet Andrea Cohen.
There you go. That worked. It worked.
World of Bikes employee and certified instructor for the class.
I think it's really important to engage kids. I mean, they're so excited. I asked them if they wanted to go the longer way home and with hills, and they all said yes.
To earn the bike, kids needed to complete 4 classes to teach them bicycle maintenance and safety.
That's the valve. That's how air gets in and out.
It's often basic problems that can cause a kid to give up on a bicycle.
Know how to fix a bike, chain go off a bike, they get rid of them, they get a flat, they get rid of them.
Do you see that little pin?
And that was the main goal, to get kids hands-on experience with bikes.
So you guys need to put air in the tires at least once a week.
Part of the program was held in the classroom.
So you guys cleaned it, so now you have to lube it.
But the kids' favorite part was outdoors.
What's the most fun part of the class so far?
Riding the bikes.
Not that they disliked learning about bikes.
It was like a lot more educational than I thought it was going to be, but not in a bad way.
I like about when they take it step by step. They treat it like an actual class.
And the best part, earning a bike of their own.
Ride it around, race with my friends, play with my friends. And I like trails too. They're really scenic.
I'm gonna take care of it.
And seeing the kids get excited over their bikes and how to care for them was equally enjoyable for those running the program.
I've been excited about the fact that they have wanted to be here and they want their bike.
Now that the class is over, there are 2 more goals moving forward.
We hope that they can take this program forward and teach their friends and their family members and others who may not know how to fix a tire, that they can provide their knowledge and skills.
The second is to evaluate the program and hopefully bring it back and even possibly expand it.
Having people excited about being on a bike was our ultimate goal. Now we have that. Now we're hoping next year we could critique what happened well this year and what didn't work well, and hopefully get more kids.
we take our garbage out, we don't spend a lot of time thinking what all is in it. But out here at the Iowa City landfill, it's something they're always thinking about. And getting a snapshot of what's being thrown out isn't exactly a pretty job.
It is not a glamorous job.
Not that a dirty job is uncommon at the landfill, but this one is unique.
So we're hand sorting trash that's coming here to the Iowa City Landfill and Recycling Center.
Brent was contracted by the Iowa DNR to lead a waste characterization study.
See what types of recyclable materials are still showing up here at the landfill.
He goes to 10 different sites across the state, spending a week at each one, sorting garbage into 60 different categories.
So we've got about 8 different types of paper. We probably got close to 10 different types of plastic.
They break up the loads by residential, commercial, and industrial trash.
Many different types of metals, organic materials, glass.
This provides the landfill with some much needed information.
The data that we get from the waste characterization studies over the years have helped determine what programs and waste reduction projects that we'll work on next.
The last one was done 6 years ago, in 2011.
The 2 big ticket items were food waste, which was 15%, and cardboard, which was 12%. So those are 2 areas that we've really focused on over the past 5 or 7 years.
That prompted the city to enact food waste reduction and curbside composting programs. And there are more changes on the way.
So we are working on a cardboard ban. We'll be taking that to council very soon. That will ban cardboard from going into the landfill. So it will essentially have to be recycled. So that'll be a huge chunk of what's going into the landfill.
So how much garbage does it take to get a good sample?
We're doing 50 samples at each site, and each sample is between 200 and 220 pounds.
That's over 10,000 pounds of trash that needs sorting.
Aluminum cans, plastic bottles.
After each load is sorted,
With water bottles, tea bottles,
they tally the numbers.
Each container has a different type of material. That is weighed, and that is recorded on our waste data sheets.
It's not an easy task, but the results are worth it.
It's pretty gross, but it yields really good data.
For Brent, this stinky job is also a rewarding one.
There's still opportunity out there, and there's still good quality recyclables that could be diverted, is what we're finding.
And when the study is released this fall, it'll give the landfill an idea where to focus its attention next.
This is really good for the landfill to see big picture what we need to work on reducing and keeping out of the landfill.
Market is kind of our thank you to the community for supporting our farmers market. So the vendors donate their foods, we cut them up, peel them, do whatever we need to prepare them, and then we serve them to the public for free.
I love the atmosphere. I love it's free food, which is really generous, free music. It's really, you get that feel of a community here.
Keeping my life real. I don't need no microwave.
I really like being able to see all the local farmers. They just seem really happy to be like selling all their crops, and everything just looks really good. Everything's spread out and like organized. All the tables are really colorful.
Donald Trump ain't nothing but Trump to me.
It definitely increases the crowd on a Wednesday. Our Wednesday markets are pretty good. We usually see about 300 to 500 people that come out on Wednesday.
I don't say I should wear suit and tie. Say, man, there ain't no chance I'm living the life.
All the fresh bakery stuff. You know, I like the spring rolls.
I'm loving what they have on the grill.
Warren Buffett ain't got nothing on me.
You know, we've been in existence since 1972, so we've certainly, you know, become a staple in the community.
Iowa City is home to 33 different neighborhood associations. In a new series we're calling Know Your Neighborhood, we're going to take a closer look at what makes each one unique. We start in one of Iowa City's oldest neighborhoods, the Northside.
Each house in the Northside has a lot of character and personality. And I just really came to love the old houses and the big trees and everything.
I think, yeah, walkability, bikeability. You can be, close to downtown and still have a yard, for instance.
The area now known as the Northside Neighborhood has been a part of Iowa City since it was first established in 1839. Located north of downtown and just on the fringe of the university campus, it has been a sought-after place to live throughout our city's history. It wasn't until the 1980s, though, that it became the first district of Iowa City to form an official neighborhood association.
Neighborhood association, I always feel like makes it sound like we're monitoring the colors of people's houses and stuff, but it's not really that.
Local artist Thomas Agrin is a member of the association and represents the North Side on the local Historic Preservation Commission.
I'm really interested in working on is preserving the character of the North Side as a, conversational, walkable, healthy neighborhood.
Thomas and his family have been living in the North Side for 6 years now, but that didn't always seem attainable. He and his wife Allie used to take walks in the area, thinking about what a perfect fit it would make for them.
Wow, wouldn't it be great to live here at some point, as a kind of pipe dream?
And then, through a city-sponsored program, they found a way to make it work.
We ended up buying a house through the university program.
The University Neighborhood Partnership was launched in 2010 as an initiative to reverse the imbalance of homeowner-occupied and rental properties in the neighborhood surrounding the University of Iowa campus. It essentially renovates single-family homes and offers great incentives to income-qualified buyers.
It basically allowed us to get a house in a neighborhood that we otherwise wouldn't have been able to do.
The program has restored and sold over 50 homes since its conception.
My name is Mathieu, and this is
Jackie. Hi.
We live in the Northside Neighborhood.
They too were able to purchase a home on the North Side to start a family in.
We kind of feel like we won the lottery every day because we were able to afford to live in this neighborhood.
Adding more families to the area has been a big priority of the Neighborhood Association.
You see sidewalk chalk on the sidewalks, and you'll see balls in people's front yard rather than solo cups in people's front yards.
The number of houses that are owner-occupied again has really increased.
That's not to say that students aren't welcome. Over the course of time, the homes went from being mostly owner-occupied to being primarily rental units for students.
People really set it up in this dichotomous way that the students are bad and the landlords are bad and the owner-occupied are the only thing stabilizing the neighborhood, and I don't view it that way.
Programs like the University Partnership are working to level the playing fields in areas such as the North Side, creating a diverse neighborhood experience.
You have many family homes, and then right between you'll have a home with a really nice group of students, and there's something very nice also about having that intermixing between the families and students.
And it's that diversity that helps create the culture of the North Side.
So you have, big houses, small houses, apartments, college students, older couples. I feel like it's a really good cross-section of life.
Other amenities in the area include North Marketplace, 2 parks, and Horace Mann School.
The school is really sort of a centralizing force in the neighborhood. In the morning, there are literally many tens of kids walking down the block. I used to listen to the sound of the kids at Horace Mann, and now my daughter is counted as 6th grade at Horace Mann, so it's...
Another thing people told me they love has to do with the unique openness in the community.
Almost every house has a porch, and I would say there is a culture of people sitting on their porches, talking to each other.
We sit on the front porch all the time now, and we know so many people in the neighborhood.
I actually have said many times that I bought my house for the porch. And my house has an extra long porch swing, and I bought the house for the porch.
From its rich architecture and history to the diverse landscape of people.
It almost feels like small-time living, but in a university and vibrant community.
Those living in the Northside Neighborhood invite you to stroll the streets, strike up a conversation, and maybe kick your feet up on the porch.
We wouldn't leave the North Side for anything.
Iowa City is home to more than 40 parks and natural areas, making them a destination for many of our residents. An annual event is using those spaces to bring neighbors together. Joining me is Julie Seidel Johnson, Director of our Parks and Recreation Department. Thanks for joining us, Julie.
Thank you for coming out to our fun night here in the park.
So tell me a little bit about the idea behind Party in the Park.
Party in the Park is all about gathering our residents. We move the party every Thursday night to a different location throughout the city, so we hit a number of the different neighborhoods. The idea is to get residents out. We say in Parks and Rec, we want people out of their houses, meeting their neighbors, having fun outside. Party in the Park is all about that. It's a great night to be out in the park. It's a great night to get to know your neighbors, a great night to shoot some hoops, do a little craft, do whatever, but it's a fun time.
And what sort of activities and entertainment can people expect when they come to these?
Sure, every Thursday night, 6:30 to 8:30, and it varies a little bit depending on which park we're at. But first of all, there's usually a children's craft, there's a playground to play on, there's usually an ice cream treat at the end of the night. Sometimes there's entertainment. Most nights we have the city bookmobile with us this year, so most nights you'll see the bookmobile. And more often you'll see representatives from our public safety, so either police officers or firefighters and some of their equipment along, so you can get a chance to sit in the seat and see what it's all about.
A ton of stuff for the whole family. And I've lived in a few different areas across the state of Iowa. Iowa City's parks seem to be just a notch above the rest. What is it that makes our park system so unique?
A great night to ask that question. What makes our park system so great is what you see behind me. People are out in our parks, they love them, they use them. They really are the community gathering place. And I think that because we have that community support, people want their parks and value them. So we deliver, and it's a great community to live and work in.
Great, thanks so much for telling us all about it, Julie.
Excellent.
And you can head to our website if you want to know when Party in the Park is coming to your neighborhood. Just head to icgov.org/partyinthepark2017. Next time on Iowa City in Focus, we continue our Know Your Neighborhood series with a closer look at the rich history of Lucas Farms. And let us know what topics you would like to see covered in future shows. Email us at info@citychannel4.com or reach us on Facebook by liking the City of Iowa City government page. Have a great July. We'll see you next month on Iowa City in Focus.